Professor Jerrim, the title of your conference is Why the Chinese Children Are So Smart. Is that true?
Well, East Asian children certainly do very well in international assessments such as PISA, which I'm going to be talking a lot about tomorrow. Some people doubt that. Some people say the Chinese cheat, for instance. I don't think there's actually any evidence that that idea is true. And I think it's a fairly robust finding that East Asian children are exceptionally good at academic subjects such as mathematics. Whether that's down to, say, intelligence is another matter. There's a whole host of factors at play here. There's parental pressure, there's out-of-school tuition, there's differences in the education system. So it's not necessarily something innate. There's a lot of factors at play. And in my conference tomorrow, I'm going to be exploring some of them.
Mm-hmm. And can we say that China have the best educative system around the world?
No, I don't think you can say that. And I think there are several difficulties with that type of argument. So firstly, in these international assessments anyway, it's not the whole of China that takes part. It's typically Shanghai. And one of the things I'm going to show in my conference tomorrow is if you include more of the Chinese provinces, then China as a whole would come down quite dramatically in at least some of the rankings, particularly in reading. That's from some PISA 2009 data. But even looking at Shanghai only, we have to bear in mind that PISA only measures children's test scores once at age 15. And what we care about more when thinking about how good a schooling system is the progress that children make. So it could be that Chinese children are just miles better even before they enter school than, say, children in countries like Spain or in England or the United States. So until we start measuring the progress of children in these international assessments, I don't know how much we can say about school systems and school system effectiveness.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about the PISA report? What can we do to improve it, to make it more effective, more realistic?
So PISA is data, and any data has strengths and limitations. PISA's real strength is that it allows us to take a good hard look at ourselves in a comparative perspective to really understand our strengths and weaknesses. Where I think it could be improved in the future is getting more towards this progress measure. So to understand how children do when they enter the schooling system or when they enter secondary schools, and how good they are when they leave, and the development that they show over that period. I think then we would be able to get to things like school effectiveness. PISA is making steps in other directions. They're bringing in computer-based assessment, which is going to be a fantastic add, and they're moving into measuring things like softer skills and well-being, which I also think is important. But I think the key thing is going to be to get at this progress measure, and that should be its main task over the next 5 to 10 years.